Hey everybody, let this camera get adjusted. Hello, for those of you who are new here, my name is Janet. Welcome to my modern homestead. I am so glad you are all here. Today we're going to do granola because I've already done granola one time before. This time I'm not following that same recipe. I'm throwing in some of the same things, some different measurements, whatnot. So anyway, Melissa baby, wobbling everywhere. So are you ready to get started? Let's go. Okay, as you saw before, I was getting things out of the freezer to help try to clear that freezer out. And I've got butter melting on the stove. I've already got my pan and I've already got my oats. So we need to get everything measured, and I've got one more ingredient to get out. So give us just a minute. The first thing we want to do is measure out 9 cups of oats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Food's out, dogs show up. 9. I don't want to lick it. Okay, then we're going to use 1 cup of almond slices. This is exactly 1 cup. Well, I just realized it's already been opened. Get out of there. Oh, look at there. That's good enough. And y'all, this is granola. It does not have to be exact. And you can use whatever you like. So, here's our almonds. Let's do pecans. Let's use what we've got in here first. This is a 1/2 cup. I wrote down kind of what I wanted to put in it, but we're just going to play it by ear and see. Alright, let's add in about another 1/2 cup. And these are actually pecan halves. These are pecan halves. I actually need to chop these up before we keep going. Give me just a second. All right. Pour those over. Oh, I've got just a little bit left on this board. Let's just go ahead and put that in there too. All right. Now, I have a little bit of what I do with it. Here we go. Ground flaxseed. So I'm going to put just a little, just a little bit in here. Just a sprinkle over the top. There we go. This stuff goes everywhere. Now, what we're going to do is let our butter finish melting, and into that we're going to add a cup of brown sugar and a tablespoon of cinnamon, and we're going to pour all that over, and we're going to let that roast for 15-minute intervals in the oven, and after each 15 minutes we're going to give it a good stir. You guys, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Miss Helen. This is getting all over me. I've got to get my apron. Miss Helen from Georgia. She's on YouTube. If y'all have not watched her, y'all go look her up. I love watching her. It's been raining and storming here, so I had to wait to get started on this video, and I was in the living room and my son flipped on the TV, and I was sitting there, and it was a documentary about a wrestler, and he said, "Mama, you like wrestling?" I said, "No, I don't like wrestling at all." But they were telling the story of how this wrestler came to be, and I said, "You know, I guess I just like listening to stories." He said, "Is that why you like Miss Helen?" Well, he didn't call her Miss Helen. He calls her Orange Juice Lady. Miss Helen, they love you. Just, no, they call you orange juice lady because the first one they remember me watching, you were talking about orange juice. But I said, I guess so. I just have always loved stories. Even when I was a little girl, I'd be in the floor listening to my grandmother tell stories. So I don't know, I guess that's where it comes from. But anyway, let's let our butter finish melting, and then we're going to get all the other good stuff into it. Y'all, I forgot the coconut. Let's go ahead and put a little on here. Ah, this is sweetened. I did not want sweetened. Oh, brother. That's okay. That's okay. We're not going to panic over sweetened coconut. I do have some unsweetened. I'll add a little bit of the unsweetened, and then at the end, I'll put a little more on it because I don't want all of it toasted. My husband likes it untoasted too. All right. Here you guys, this is the unsweetened coconut. This is probably my husband's favorite ingredient in the granola. So I won't be shy with it. There we go. Okay, now we'll finish on waiting on the butter. All right, you guys. There was too much butter in that little bowl, so I am just going to pour the brown sugar over the top of the granola. If I don't make a mess with that lid, oh my heavens. Just kind of spread it out. There we go. I did not use quite a whole cup of sugar because, crazy me, I put sweetened coconut in there. That's all right, it won't matter, it'll be okay. Ready? What we're going to do is just put our cinnamon in here and pour our butter over. Ooh, this is going to be so good, y'all. The one I like to do for fall has pumpkin seeds in it. That one's already on here. If you want to look back, I can remember when I'm editing, because this one's going to be some heavy editing with this new deal we've got with the camera. But if I can, ooh, what's going on there? If I can remember, I'll stick a card up in the corner for our other oatmeal recipe. Ooh, there's the oven. It's ready. So let's get this butter on. Be careful, it's hot. No special method of putting that on. We're just going to mix it in. Mix it well. Now at the end we will also add just dried cranberries and some honey. But we don't want to add those yet. Oh, and vanilla. Those all go on at the end. Okay, as you can see, I had to switch over to my hands. Y'all, it is so hard for me to cook without my hands. I have to get them in there because, as you can see, a lot of the brown sugar clumped up, and I like to make sure it's all broken up. We don't have big clumps of brown sugar hanging out anywhere, and I like to be able to feel it, make sure everything's mixed in well, and you can just do that better with your hands. Just make sure you wash them really well. Yep, I got some on the counter, and that's okay. We're going to wipe it right off. So I think this is good enough. What we're going to do at this point is put it in the oven for 15 minutes. I did not tell you, keep your oven below 300. You don't want it to be hot because this will burn very easily. So I actually have mine on 290 because it likes to cook hot and fast. You know your oven best. Okay, it's your crazy Janet cooking lady here. I forgot the salt. So I'm just going to take 1 teaspoon and sprinkle it across the top. It's okay if it sits on top. This is only going to be in the oven at a low temp for just a few minutes. You actually want this salt if your nuts are not salted because it will bring out the sweetness of all the other sweet things. Salt is on and granola's in the oven. Okay, I talked to you about Miss Helen. Now, here's the thing about Miss Helen. Some of her family members are also on YouTube. Her grandson, is there a grandson? Yes, her grandson. His name is Stephen Hodges. He has a YouTube channel too. But they have been talking, he's got the cutest little boy, his name's Bentley, but they have been talking about peaches all week long. So much so that I said, I have peaches in my freezer. I think I'll make a cobbler because he's also been talking about a peach cobbler. And my mom actually asked me for a peach cobbler a while back, and it's been so crazy I haven't got it done. So let's get the ingredients out for that. It's super easy. All right, when we do a peach cobbler, this is the same way I do my blueberry. I just take my stick of butter and rub it along the bottoms of the pan, bottom and sides of the pan, I should say. Get it good and greased, and then I just melt this butter. Once this is melted, I will actually use this in the cobbler. And the way I make mine, I go ahead and do 1 cup of sugar into a mixing bowl. And then I will add 1 cup of self-rising flour. Do y'all remember when we put all of this into, I'll put my measuring cup in here. When we put all of my baking ingredients into these bowls, I have actually loved having them this way. My self-rising flour got packed in there, so I'm just going to loosen it a little bit before I measure it out. And this is a cobbler, you guys, so I don't try to make it perfect when it comes to measuring. If you get close enough, that's good enough. And guys, a lot of different people have a different idea of what a cobbler is. Alyssa and I were actually just talking about that. Some people think a cobbler is kind of like a pie, where it's kind of soupy with a hot crust type deal on top. Some people, this is heavy. Some people call this a buckle because it's more like a cake. It's kind of a cross between what some people think of as a cobbler and a cake. So whatever you call it, it's good, it's yummy, and we're going to eat it. But it does come out more like a cake than a loose cobbler. If you ever go to one of these fast food chains and you get that peach cobbler that's real gooey ooey, they actually use clear gel to make their filling. This is not going to have any filling. It's just going to be peaches and the crust or the dough. So there's our cup of flour, our cup of sugar. I'm going to add in a little bit of cinnamon. I don't have a measurement. I just eyeball it. A little bit of cinnamon. And then we will add in a cup of milk. Alrighty, let's just measure out our milk. 1 whole cup. And this is regular whole milk. It's actually the cheap stuff from the store. Alright, now I'm not going to mix this up yet because I still have the granola in the oven, and this is going to cook at a higher temperature. So once the granola comes out for the last time, I'm going to put everything together because it's super quick. Be right back. Oh, this smells so good. Alright, this is the first stir, so it's been 15 minutes. We're just going to stir it around and pop it back in.
It smells so good.
Oh, it does. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, here we go. Let's pop it back in. Yummers. It looks amazing. I'm going to let it go for just a few more minutes. Did I tell y'all I was going to add vanilla? I did? Okay. We've got it good and mixed up. I don't think we're going to need a whole 15 minutes. I'm going to set the timer for about 10, but I'm going to keep a close eye on it because this will burn quickly and we don't want it to burn. Right, for this part we're just getting out 6 tablespoons of honey, and I'm going to mix in about 4 teaspoons of vanilla, and this will go over the granola when we're done. Right, this is our homemade vanilla. If you've been around here long enough, you know I love to make my own vanilla. This is the Tahitian. I lost count. I think that was 4. Let's just put another one. It won't hurt anything. It's 4 or 5 teaspoons. Oh my stars, y'all. If y'all could be here and smell this. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to stir it a little bit, and then we're going to add in the honey and vanilla and the cran raisins.
Craisins.
Oh, I did it again. Why do I keep saying cran raisins? What in the world? What? That's not even a word. Whatever. All right. So let's drizzle on the honey. I like this vanilla mixed in it. The honey's not quite so sticky. It pours more easily. What we want to do is just stir it really well. Now, I'm also going to add our craisins at this point. I don't have a measurement. I just eyeball it, whatever looks good. You may like them a lot and want a lot. You might not like them at all, and you don't have to put them at all. But these make this so pretty. I love that pop of red. This was a 12-ounce bag. And this is all that's left, is right there in the bottom. So I don't know how much that was. Look how pretty. Hold on just a second. Yep, remember I told you I was going to add coconut at the end. Because this you have the regular coconut flavor plus the toasted coconut flavor. And that's it. We're just going to give it a good stir and let it cool and put it in jars. All right, are y'all ready to get this cobbler going? And we've got our 1 cup of sugar and our 1 cup of self-rising flour. Then we're going to add in 1 stick of butter and 1 cup of milk. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Bless you. All right, just whisk that together real good. Hold on, the hubby's calling. Let me pour this in here. All right. We're just going to add our fruit into it. About 2 cups of fruit. Not measuring again. And this is frozen. You could use canned. I've done it canned and just used the juice from the can or the jar. It's hard to mess up. There we go. It's a big chunk, but it'll do. We'll break it up when we dish it up. So this will go in the oven for 1 hour. Okay, this recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of sugar over the top. Y'all, that's a lot of sugar, and I don't want all that in my cobbler. I want the peaches to shine through, so I'm adding about 1/8 of a cup. I also forgot to add in the vanilla, so I just drizzled a little over the top and just took my spoon and just kind of swirled it in. So into the oven for 1 hour. Okay, y'all, it's cooled off some, so let's try it. That's the perfect bite. That is good granola. Alright guys, let's take this and start jarring it. And this is all I'm going to do with it. Alright. Almost got this jar full. And you guys, my husband is going to love this. He loves granola. We like to put it on top of yogurt and fruit. If y'all have not tried that, you've got to try this and that. Oh, it's so good. Look at there. We never know how this is going to turn out. Sometimes it's more like cake. Sometimes it's more like the cobbler. Would y'all like a piece? Let's scoop it up and see. Oh, that's just how I like it. Not too soupy, not too thick. Just right. Let me get a spoon. Have some, y'all. Ooh, hot. Good. Ready? You guys, thank you so much for joining me. We've made 2 delicious dishes, and you've been right here with me the whole way. We've got our peach cobbler, our granola. Both came out perfectly today. I hope the video worked out today. And don't forget, you can always look down below for the Shaklee. That's what I've used to clean up with all day today. You know, you guys, I love it when you come and spend a few minutes with me. So until we meet again, may you be blessed. Love you guys.